Welcome back to the Blue Review. Big CY, Greg Bergman. Look at this. We're in the same place at the same time. The Blue Review always is presented by Los Angeles International Airport, where changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. I don't have a pen,
See,
but I'm going to
we're
do
in
it
the
anyway.
same place. We're actually sitting next to each other in real life. Don't let the green screen fool you.
I know this looks a little bit odd, but that's fine. So you have a ball in your
Yes.
hand, Clinton Yates. And so Noah Syndergaard yesterday left after one inning because he had a big old gash on his hand and
Yes.
people on his finger, and they're saying that it's a cut, but apparently it's also a blister because it's Rich Hill-esque.
Yes,
which is
and this is something that Walker Buehler has dealt with as well. So
Yes.
this is a baseball. This is a terrible baseball. Sorry. But for those of you who don't understand, if you can't grip a ball correctly, you can't play baseball correctly. It comes down to that. And for pitchers, there's a lot of concepts about arm power, arm slot, arm talent. Your grip is what makes you able to throw the pitches. If you have blisters, you cannot pitch. It's as simple as that. And I think a lot of people think of that as, oh, I had a blister the other day. I touched an iron too quickly, or whatever it may be. You know how much you use your fingers in a regular everyday life, and you don't get paid millions of dollars to do it? Like, if your fingers don't work as a pitcher, you're an ineffective player.
Yeah. And so what Travis Rogers was telling me today, because he was a pitcher at UCFB, and he was saying that he used to get them all the time,
Right.
but mostly at the beginning of the year because he was doing a two-seam fastball.
Right.
And so when he's trying to push off of it, it's just pushing off the side.
Push into the camera, show them the rotation. There you go.
And it goes slower like that, and it pushes off your finger there, and it's giving you a blister right here. And what would happen at the beginning of the year, it would blister over, and then you would callus, and then it would be fine.
The callus is what you're going for, but the part in between is what you can't really deal with, because you can't just have open wounds while you're trying to throw baseball.
So what's going to happen now is that Syndergaard is probably going to go on the IL, because that does take a little while to fix. And so now you're going to have Ryan Pepio, Michael Grove, and Noah Syndergaard all on the IL. And when that happens, Gavin Stone is going to have to come up, who we saw not have the greatest first outing, but maybe it's kind of like a James Outman thing at the beginning of the year. Put him in there for a few weeks, let him just get his feet wet in those situations, and then you're kind of in a good spot.
A little different with a pitcher than it is for a field player, because it's not like you can just play every day in order to get into a rhythm. But it is awkward in May to have a pushed into action situation for a pitcher that young, unfortunately. But injuries are injuries.
Injuries are injuries. And the other thing that happened was the Mookie Betts stuff, which I think is just so fun to talk about.
Okay, so there's two things. Have you ever been to Milwaukee?
No, never.
I've not been to Milwaukee.
Okay.
But I hear. So basically, the story is this: Mookie Betts didn't want to stay in a particular hotel, the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee, because he's heard from various other players and a lot of people that it's haunted.
Yeah,
that thing was built in 1893.
Haunted.
Anything built in 1893 is haunted. Never mind some hotel with a history of paranormal activity. My thing is this: I think this is all just propaganda from this hotel. Like, this is the only reason why people know what the Pfister Hotel is. It's not like it's some super nice place. It's not like it's some 4-star joint.
So here's
a 100-year-old hotel in Milwaukee, for God's sake.
It is, but there are multiple baseball players that have said, and there's also NBA players that have said to stay there too, that say that it is absolutely haunted. Brandon Phillips, remember the Cincinnati second baseman?
B.
He
Phillips.
says it is. Michael Young, who was the Dodger at one point and with the Texas Rangers, said that it was also haunted when he was there. And then Bryce Harper, who doesn't seem like a guy to lie too often, says that he was also haunted in that, where he said that, that bench that goes into the front of your bed that you sit and you put your socks on. He laid out all of his clothes on that thing, and he woke up in the morning and it was pushed all the way to the other side of the room.
Look,
everything was locked. How does that happen?
He probably
he woke up in the middle of the night, kicked it over there.
The point is that
you don't believe in ghosts, do you?
I mean, I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe that there's one hotel in Milwaukee where they all kick it during Dodgers series. That's not what I think. Okay, all right.
Well, it's all the series. It's not just
Mookie. I'm with Mookie, but I just think this is propaganda for a hotel, and good PR at that. Yeah. We're talking about your hotel, Pfister. We're in Los Angeles, California.
Have you ever stayed in a haunted hotel?
No.
Would you?
No, not like by design. Like, there's one downtown. There's a couple haunted buildings right down the street.
There is one down the street that's not a really good one. You don't want to go to that one. That one's a little bit scary. But I stayed at one, the Jerome Grand Hotel in Arizona. and it was supposed to be haunted. Nothing happened to me, but I did stay in it, and I wanted to stay in it because it was haunted. And then there's the Clown Hotel. Have you ever seen the
Why do
Clown
you
Hotel?
have like more minutes on this than you do anything about freaking baseball?
Because
Good
it's amazing.
God.
I love this stuff.
We got to
That's
get
why.
out of here.
All right.
He's Greg Bergman. I'm Clayton Yates. Thanks again to LAX. This is Blue Review. Multiple props today. Goodbye.